Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a different kind of video. I have never done this before, but a lot of you requested to see my garden and what I have going on in there, and I thought this would be the easiest way is just put it up on YouTube because it might be kind of a long video. I'm just gonna do a little garden tour and talk about what I have in my yard, and I don't have a mic, so hopefully you guys can hear me well. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, this is my first time. I'm new to gardening, so I have always liked to plant flowers and things, but I've really gotten into it the last 2 or 3 years when we moved into this home, and I really just wanted to make this a nice yard. And so I've done a lot of research about plants and what plants are good in what areas, whereas I used to just kind of plant things and not really do a ton of research when I was younger. So it's been really nice to get into that and to learn more, and it actually gets me into it a lot more too. I'm going to show you each section of my garden, and then I'll probably do a tour again maybe midsummer so you guys can see how things look for those that want to see it. So let's get into it. We'll start out here on my covered deck outside. I just have a few planters up here. So I'm doing petunias again this year, and they already look so much better than last year. I'm so excited because last year budworms got to them, and I'm spraying them weekly to prevent that, and hopefully they will stay good, but they've been doing really good so far. I'm also fertilizing them quite a bit as well. So I wanted to put some pots under them because they do drip and leak once in a while, and I don't want to ruin the surface of our deck. So I did end up putting some pots underneath them just to kind of catch that drip. And I wanted them to be pretty simple, so I went ahead and did all white flowers in there. So I have some white geraniums, a white petunia, and then a few other things in there. Can't remember the names of everything. I think that looks really nice. I didn't want multiple colors under these pots because I wanted it to be more simple. Last year I did a bunch of pots that were all different colored flowers, and I just wanted something a little more cohesive and simple this year. So that's my back deck. And then coming down these stairs, let's see, I guess I'll start back and go to the shed. Okay, so I did 2 pots on the side of this shed, and I love them. So I did part sun, part shade. So I've got a mix of impatiens in here, and a hosta, and some ferny things, and jazzberry SUPERTUNIA. And I have these impatiens here on the side where it is most shady. So those are fun. I'm excited to see those grow even bigger this summer. So this is our sport court area just by the shed here. We have a net that we have up here. We are going to have someone come out and build this out a little bit more. And then they're also going to build this area out further because we're just going to have fruit trees back here, and we were going to have the shed somewhere else, but we decided to put the shed here. So now we need to move these fruit trees over this way. So we're going to put a retaining wall, take out that tree and move it somewhere else, and have them out a little further where they can be in the sun. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the creek. It's a little bit louder on this side of the house. Have my peach tree. This is, if I can't remember the name of things because I'm new to this, I'm going to put it on the screen here so you guys know. But my brother-in-law was so nice, and he came. He knows so many things about peach trees. He came and he helped me get this pruned up just right, and it's got a really nice structure going, so hopefully when we transfer it over here it will do okay. And then over here we have our Bartlett pear. So I'm so excited. We've got little pears on here that are just coming up. You can see those. And then there's lots of little peaches on this tree. I came through yesterday and thinned it out a little bit because I want them to be a little bit bigger, but look how cute. This is the first year that I'm letting it fruit. I wanted it to root in, so the first couple years I just took all the peaches off and just let the tree focus on rooting. So I'm excited to actually have some fruit from it this year. We're also going to have someone come in and plant a bunch of ground cover in here and some other plants just to make this look nice. For right now, we've just been spraying all the weeds. There's a few hostas in there, but I can't wait to have this area looking a little better. And we're also going to put a little stone path going along the creek all the way to this side, with a little stairway going up on that side. And try to go slow so I'm not bothering you. And a little path up this side here. I'll show you over here. So walking along here, we have this spruce tree. I love the spruce they picked out because a lot of the times here in Utah, they have blue spruces and they get big and thick and huge. And these are more sparse, and I really like more sparse pine trees. So I have some salvia here and some daisies that will be hopefully blooming soon. I just have alternated them here and there along here. I need to figure out what to put here because I have my bird feeder here and Piper just stands here and tromps everything looking at the birds, so I'm not sure what to do about this area, but I'll figure it out at some point. So that pathway that goes along the creek here will come up through this way, so there'll be a nice path to just walk down there. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is my creekside bed. My husband and I came through and amended all this soil because this soil's really thick clay. So I think the plants will do better this year. Our neighbor's dog has come to visit. He's funny. I think the plants will do better this year. Like I was saying, we were in a big drought last year. So I really didn't plant any perennials here, so I added some bushes in here, and I also planted some annuals. So I added some spireas, I've got some daisies in there, and some salvia. And then I planted these pretty, they're called princess something geraniums. They just have a little bit of pink, but they mostly look white. And I thought they went well with the SUPERTUNIA bubblegum that I have here from Proven Winners. Love that. This is my first year I'm trying these, and I'm so excited. They're already going a little crazy in here. They've only been in here for about a week, so I'm excited to see them get bigger. I also added this year some little pine bushes. I can't recall what that one is, but it adds a nice texture. And then I have some lamb's ear, which adds a little bit of silver color. I wanted something a little bit red, and so I added this. What is that called? It starts with a B. Anyway, I love the color of this. Can't really see it here, but maybe you can see it there. So some more geraniums, and I was so excited this year. I finally found the banana cream daisies. So these are going to be a really pale yellow, and I think they're going to be so pretty with this pink. A couple of spireas here and the hostas in the back that hopefully will do better this year, and I'm hoping the shade of this bush in the afternoon will help that. There's a line right here because my poor husband, we've been trying to figure out all these drip lines for all my pots and everything. So we had to dig a trench here so I could have my hanging pots have drip to them, which is going to be so nice. So he's nice to put up with me and deal with that. But anyway, I'm excited about this area. I also have a few little cat mints in here, which will add some purple, which I really love. And then, let's see, I added these geraniums all the way down here and amended the soil last night. This area down here, sorry, the creek's gonna get loud. This area down here, I haven't really done much. So this is an area I'm gonna focus on next year. I did plant some SEDUM varieties, and some of them have done okay, but it's very dry here. But SEDUM, they do like dry here. I did plant a few bushes down here, laurel, and then this other small shrub. I will put the name of it. I don't know. I just need to figure out what to do with this. This will be my focus next year. And then this area always struggles because it's dry, so I planted some more SEDUM varieties and a little bit of a juga, which I'm hoping takes hold down here, because that's really what I want, is just some ground cover. Okay, and so here's where the pathway will go once we complete it. Sorry, the light's kind of bright. I wanted to do this earlier in the morning, but it's the last day of school, technically, and my daughter needed a few things, and it's been a little bit of a crazy morning. I also planted some sedums along this creek. It takes some varieties to pop up a little bit sooner than others. I also planted some dianthus down here that did not really come back, so I'm having a hard time with this area. It gets too much sun and it's too dry here to do ferns, which I would have loved, but I'll have to figure that out too as I get to know what plants do well here. Maybe you guys have some suggestions for me, but some sedums are coming up and I do like when they are out, but they do fill it in nicely. I just want some things around it. So here's the waterfall. It's going to get a little bit loud, hopefully you can hear me. There's a few bushes along here that are struggling as well, and I just really need to figure out what to do with this area. So here we have our outdoor fire pit. It's not gas, it's just wood burning fire pit, which is nice right here by the creek. The creek is really full right now. We had a lot of snow. You might know from following me on Instagram, but I'll talk about that in a minute when I'm away from this loud noise. I planted some daylilies back here. This area really got opened up because we were trying to clean it out for the creek. Now I need to figure out what to do with it. Right here, I've got these. I'm so excited. I have this hydrangea, which we'll see if it does well this year. It struggled last year and it didn't really bloom. Mended the soil around it and then hoping it does better this year. But I finally got my hands on some proven winners at last roses and I love them so much. They have gotten tattered a little bit from the rain we've been having the past couple days, but look how beautiful these are, these orange blossoms. I have been wanting these for a couple years and I finally found them at a nursery here, and I finally figured out where I wanted to put them. So they are so pretty. I love them. There's also a few sedum varieties in here, but like I said, they just have stayed pretty small. They haven't really exploded quite yet, but I'm sure they will. So now we're going to go up here to this bed. Hope you can hear me a little bit better. So this I call our rock garden, not because it has a few of those big rocks, it's because it is full of tiny little rocks. And the soil is kind of a pain to deal with, but I have amended areas of this soil as well. I kind of hate working in here because it does have a bunch of that fiber cloth or weed cloth in it, but I finally added some more plants this year and just fought with that cloth. But it's nice to have in areas in here because I don't want to do a bunch of weeding. It has these yellow flowers here. I don't know what these are. I'll try to look them up, but if you know, let me know. I popped in a few daylilies last year. There's some sedum here that I just love, the pink. It's like stonecrop, I think. It has a pink top to it in the fall and it's just so beautiful. My irises are doing awesome right now. And I also planted a few annuals in here as well. So I've got some jazzberry and some SUPERBENA. I can't remember what color I did in here. Maybe white, maybe purple, I'm not sure. Maybe sparkling amethyst. It'll be a surprise because I forgot. And then this is kind of my peony garden in here with these spruce trees. We also have these columnar trees here. These are the Zelkova Musashino trees, I believe. And I like that they're columnar because I don't want this to be entirely shade. I do want to have some sun hitting this, and in the afternoon this really does get some sun, and that's good for my peonies here. So I have different colors of peonies. I can't remember exactly which ones they were. I planted them and wasn't thinking about saving tags, but I have like a white, I think, and a couple pinks, and that'll be another surprise when they start blooming. Also popped in some poppies here, and these are the Princess Victoria poppies, I believe, and I'm so excited to see them. They're a beautiful peach color. And then I also added this hummingbird plant, and it's so pretty. It has these kind of peach and pink blooms on them, and the hummingbirds obviously love them. And then I have some spireas to add some bright pop, and then some catmint, and I also added another one of these. I think they're Barbary. I'll put it here, you guys. I'm new to this. It's a bigger version of the one down by the creek. And then I added some more stone crop. And I love these pincushion flowers so much. I've tried them in different areas in my yard, and they seem to do best here, I think, because they get most sun here, so I have a few of those. And then right here we have some more banana cream daisies, and this flower here, which is a perennial. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm excited. I think they'll look pretty against that light yellow. Okay, and then going back down here, we have this fireplace back here. Someday I want to have a pergola, but we've spent enough money on flowers this year. I'm gonna probably wait a couple years for that. But that's the idea anyway. And someday I'd like to have furniture out here. We just have to wait till we want to purchase it. And then this is the flower bed for this fireplace area. So I put a few ground covers in here. This is lemon ice sandwort. I think that's what it is, and I love the color of it. You guys, I love these colors just like I love nail polish colors. So this is kind of a gelato color. It's a really light green yellow, and it's so pretty. This blooms in the spring. And then I have a lupine back there. I had some amazing Winston Churchill daffodils up in the back, but they are done blooming. We had some tulips blooming at the same time as the daffodils. I believe these are Best Pink, and I got them on Color Blends. And they came back okay in this area. They came back really well here, but I'm just leaving the stems to give the energy to the bulbs so that they can come back again next year, and I can just leave them in the ground. And then this is an osteospermum variety. I don't know exactly what it is, but it has these beautiful purple flowers on them. And maybe you guys can help me. Mine seem to keep hollowing out in the center. I'm not sure why. So if anyone knows what I need to do about that, let me know. This is called a sun daisy. And then I can't remember what these are called. Everyone around here has them in spring. I'll put the name on the screen. And then I have some daisies in here, a random bush. I don't know, our landscaper people kind of put things in weird areas to me. I wouldn't put a bush like that there, but it'll stay there for now. Eventually I'll probably move it. And then we have this ground cover, which I will try to add the name to as well, which I love. I wanted to have lots of different colors in here in the spring. And like I said, these are blooming later than they usually do. Okay, so I have some laurels by each side of the fireplace. This one died last year because it didn't get enough water, but I think we've solved that issue. So that one's a little bit smaller. I'm tempted to put some limelight hydrangeas here, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I don't really want to block my view out that window, so I might just leave it. That's that rock garden. We're gonna walk up along here because I have a little area up in here. So along here we have these red daisies. I'm not sure what these are called because my landscaper just put them in. I don't really like red in the garden, but I am keeping them for a little while. I do think they add quite a bit. They're like cone flowers, and so they're kind of high maintenance. I feel like I have to cut them back a lot, but for now they're gonna stay. And then I threw in some catmint in here and some more pincushion. And then this ajuga is so pretty, you guys. I'm hoping I don't regret putting that in here, but I just love it so much. I think it'll be a good ground cover under this tree. Hopefully it won't spread too much, but look at those beautiful purple blooms. I love it so much. And then I have a hosta here. Here for our hostas, they really have to be protective, so I'm hoping this one stays good. At the end of summer, they usually get kind of tattered and burned, but I love them. They remind me of living in Ohio, we had so many hostas, and I remember we had so many and I have to split them all the time. But here in Utah, they're a little bit harder to grow. Then we have this, I think it's called Heath Roth, and it had beautiful purple blooms. If you follow me on Instagram, I showed it. And then I think it's just kind of an evergreen after that. This plant is new to me, so I'm not exactly sure. And then we have those daisies behind here that will go through the tree, which I think are pretty. My iris here. And then I picked up these hellebores. I'm so excited about these, you guys. Probably need to cut back the blooms, but it's June and I'm surprised they're still up. It's just been a crazy year for us. Another one of those Heath Ross. And then I have a hydrangea here, and I'm not sure if it's a limelight or not. I don't think so because I put it back here where it's kind of protected, but I cannot remember which one it is. So I need to figure that out. And just a loose Winston Churchill daffodil that I need to move once it's done getting all its energy that just kind of got left there. And then a few bushes here. So we have this little planter here, and it is full of rocks because they did concrete all around here, which is frustrating. I need to do something with it. I decided not to do anything with it this year because I'm tired. I'm done. I have a clematis back here, which also reminds me of living in Ohio, and I love it so much. And this is its second year, and it's doing okay. I think I kind of wish it was a little fuller. Maybe it will thicken up. I can't remember exactly how long it takes to thicken up. In Ohio, we had this huge tree in our backyard, and the clematis would just climb it, and I just loved it so much. So that's getting ready to bloom here pretty soon. Now we're gonna move from the side of the house back down. Hopefully this isn't annoying, but I've never done this before. So this I call my little swoop, and I wanted it to be a little more formal. So I did everything kind of in a row, lined up. I do want these boxwoods to grow together, and I told my landscaper that, but I really don't think they're close enough. It's going to take forever, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that, but I'm fine with it for now. I put in this lemon coral sedum. That's an annual with some white begonias in here that you'll see. And I just thought that would be a pretty contrast. And then I also added some limoncello supertunias in between, and I love the color of these. These are a cool toned yellow, which I really love. I really am not a yellow person, but pale yellow I love, just like in the nail polish world. And so I think that'll look really fun once it fills in here. And at the end there we have that pop of that salvia, and I'll put a picture up of the kind that it is. And then these I'm really excited about. I have these new hybrid salvias that I put in here along with this, I believe it's called the Picasso petunia, and look how pretty that is. It's got some green around the edges. More limoncello petunia, but it's not flowering quite yet, with some creeping Jenny, and I have two of those on each side of this step here, which will be nice. Walking down here into our porch area, I've got some planters here. I had star jasmine in here for 2 years, and this last winter it just did not make it. So I planted some new ones. I think next year I need to just really mulch heavily around them and maybe put a blanket around them or something to keep them a little more protected. But I love them here. They climb this little trellis that we have made. My husband helped me with that, and I love it so much. Hopefully this will work. If not, I'll probably switch to something else. But I have these beautiful double petunias. They're kind of like the Bordeaux. I can't remember exactly the variety, but they're double, and I love the color. I thought it looked pretty with this nice kind of deep purple black petunia, which I find are unusual and different. And there's also some limoncello in here, which will bring a nice pop, and also some sweet potato vine. And hopefully I won't regret putting in that sweet potato vine, because it could totally just take over. I'll just have to trim it back a little bit. This might be the sweetheart line, I think that's right, but don't get as big. I can't remember, but we'll find out. We'll just have to do some maintenance on it. Then over here in the corner, oh, I love this tree so much, but I've had the hardest time with it. As you can see, it's sad and wilted right now. I had such visions. This is a Bloodgood maple, and I had it a little further out last summer and the leaves just got fried, and so I tucked it all the way back here in the winter. It did get leaves in spring and then they just wilted and died, so I don't know if I overwatered it or underwatered it. I talked to the guy in the nursery and he said to just try to see if the leaves will come back, so I'm giving it a little bit of a longer chance. It had these beautiful red leaves and it's so pretty against the white, but if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to go for a topiary or something. It's a little easier to take care of in a pot, but I just put some Creeping Jenny in here as the base and kept it kind of simple this year. Last year I put flowers in it, so anyway, hopefully that comes back. Otherwise I'll be making a new plant. Okay, let me tell you about the trees here. So planted these river birch trees when we first moved in and we had the drought and they all died, even though I tried to water them so much. But I also did try to conserve, so I probably wasn't watering them enough, but they replanted them, which is nice. We hope to have them fill in and then eventually pull out these Russian sage trees. I love the color of them though. I love the silver that they add, but they're kind of just junk trees, honestly. And then we have some willows across the creek, and I don't know what this tree is. If anyone does, let me know. It is dying though. It's trying to get rid of something in its trunk. I'll be sad when that tree comes down. Hopefully it'll be good for a while. We'll have to have somebody come look at it. We also have some honey locust trees back through there, which are really nice because they add a little pop of yellow in the fall time, and I love those so much. So coming up these steps here, I have some knockout roses, which I really like, but I'm so into David Austin roses now that I think I'm going to switch them out to David Austins eventually. Maybe some light pink or a white, just something nice and bright. These are a very hot pink, which I like, but in my garden I was like, I don't know if I like them that hot pink. I like knockout roses though, because you really don't have to do much to them. You just cut them back in the spring and then they pretty much just bloom. They have like 3 or 4 flushes, if I remember, of blooms. They do have different colors now. They have like a pink and I think a white. This hot pink though is very hot. And sometimes I like cooler toned things. So just like nail polish. So coming up the steps here, I have some ground cover that has filled in quite nicely around these steps. Eventually I'll have this filled in with plants and things. I had the hardest time with this area here. The landscapers planted a bunch of lupines here and they just did not do well in the drought. I added these dianthus and hopefully these do well here, and then I added some sparkling amethyst superbenas, and they're so pretty, like this white and purple together, so this should fill in. And then I added some sweet heartline sweet potato vines to hopefully fill in this a little bit. These don't get as big as the other sweet potato vines, but I'm hoping they fill in a good area here. But if you have any suggestions for this, I just don't know what to do with this. I don't know if I should put bushes here or what. I had the hardest time deciding. Then I have this pot here with this beautiful petunia that has this kind of whiter edges, and it's like a double petunia. And I thought it'd be so pretty with this lemon lime verbena. And so I put them in a pot together. I also have some white vinca in here, and then I added a pop of pink in the back because I love these calicobras with some straw. That's looking kind of sad because it was in my garage for a little too long. But I have a pot here. We have put drip line to all my pots, and it was hooked up with my garden over here, but I have to water my garden for a long time, so it's hard to get the combination right. So that's why my husband dug a trench over there, because it really needs its own sprinkler line, so I can have the timer just be 5 minutes instead of the garden, which I do for like 15 minutes sometimes. So we're figuring that out, but that'll be really nice once that's figured out. I have some tulips in here. I will put the variety that I have. They're purple ladies, maybe. They're so pretty. They're double tulips, and I'm just letting them get the energy from the sun. This daylily here, I got them on Etsy actually. I got a few varieties for the front, and I got some key lime and some peach and some pretty pink ones, and I can't remember which one this is. I think this might be the key lime that I put here, and it was supposed to die back and not come up till next year, but I think it will start working this year, which I'm super excited about. And then I have some lavender underneath my rose here. So I'm so excited about this one. This one's starting to bud up here. And this is my Lady of Shallot rose. And I have a trellis coming. Can be a shrub or a climber, but I'm gonna do it kind of a climber in that obelisk, and it'll be so pretty. And then we needed a little height here because it was just kind of flat, and so I added this bush that will add a little bit of height, and with that obelisk there, that'll be nice. It won't completely block out this view here since it's on the side a little bit. Now let's move to the garden. I do need to put some mulch down here, but it's pretty much done, which I'm excited about. I have this Jazzberry SUPERTUNIA, and I just did a little arch here of these marigolds. I love the orange marigolds. And I have a Better Boy tomato plant in here and a jalapeno plant. And then I did in front of here, just to block this a little bit, I did some zinnias and these gorgeous marigolds. I usually don't like marigolds, but these are a more cool toned yellow, which I love. And I talked about that in one of my nail polish videos. I think that looks pretty together. I also ordered some zinnia seeds from Eden Brothers that are the coolest colors. And it's taking them forever to get here, so I don't know. I might plant some in the back here just to add a little bit of height back here, but it's taking them forever to get here. And then here I have a Roma tomato because I like to make salsa, so that's what I'm planting here. I lined this with some vinca and a few marigolds, and as soon as this little cantaloupe plant fills in, or maybe that's my cucumber, I can't remember. It should fill in this space, but I wanted something in front that was pretty. And on the end, same thing. I did in the corner this jazzberry with the marigold kind of surrounding it. Same thing when this little cucumber or cantaloupe fills in, it should just kind of lay along here, hopefully. I put some zinnias in the back, a geranium, and some vinca in front. So that should look pretty nice. I need to get back there and pull the weeds out of there. I pulled the weeds out of the other one, but I missed that one. And this rosemary just keeps on going. I don't really use it very much, but it's still there. And then my strawberries are going crazy this year. I love it so much. So many blooms, so many strawberries. I'm gonna have to be making some jam. Here are my raspberries. I need to pull these strawberries out as these raspberries fill in. They filled in quite a bit. I got a ton last year. This is their third year, and I think I'm gonna get even more this year. I like to make raspberry jam, so that's why I have those. I've always wanted to grow raspberries, and this is the first time I've ever had them, and I love it so much. Pepper, watch out. So this is my rose garden. And I love it. It's like my favorite spot. So this is the west side of my house. I have here, I can't remember which one this is. I think this is Tranquility or Molino. So it's either that or that one there. I can't remember which one I planted where. One's a white and one's a yellow, and they're just doing really good this year. I'm so excited. This is their second year for those two. And then right here, I'm so excited about this one. This is the Alnwick Rose, and this is also, these are all David Austin. It got a little hot. I had to cut back some of the blooms because they got a little fried. This is its first year. Only had it for a couple weeks, and I'm so excited about it. And then back here, yes, I have this big gas thing. It's okay though, I'm still gonna grow this rose here, and it will probably partly cover it, but it's just where I had to put it. But look at this Eden climbing rose. I'll put a picture of it because it's not blooming, so you can't see it, but there's so many buds on it this year. It's second year. And I'm just so excited for this to open up. It's the most beautiful climbing rose. It's one of the most popular. I got it from Heritage Roses. I also added some salvia and some Shasta daisies in here because I read those are good companion plants. I also want to maybe get some ladies mantle, but I'm not sure it's going to tolerate this hot west side sun. So we'll see. I'm having a hard time getting my hands on it, but hopefully I can get it soon. So that's my rose garden. Okay, so I climbed up this rock so you could see it. I'm so excited about this climbing rose. I'm eventually going to get something that it can climb up here, but this is the James Galloway, and the blooms on it are just so beautiful, you guys. Look at all those petals. I just love it. I just got this a couple weeks ago and it's so fun. So that's the rose garden. So here are the roses here, and then up there is the James Galloway. So then I have a lot of echinacea here. I haven't really figured out what to do with this space either. Need to fill in a lot of these walls. That tree died, but they're going to come replace it. I did plant up here some whiteout superbenas and some potato vine, and these are the big ones, so I'm hoping they trail over these rocks just to add a little bit of interest here. Okay, so then we have this spot. There's someone outside. That's so embarrassing, but I'm just doing this. Lamium, love it so much. Under this tree, this is a Kwanzan cherry tree blossom, and the blossoms on it are so pretty. They're kind of spent, but you can see some up here. But I love this tree so much. And then I have some of these are the peach or the key lime, and I'm so excited they're going to bloom. I didn't expect them to bloom this year. And I moved a spirea over here, and I have another one of those daylilies here. Haven't done too much with this bed. Now we're going to move over to the front. Here's the sweet potato vines and the whiteout superbena. Between my grasses, I really just wanted this to be light and simple, just with the white and the bright green and darker green. And then I've never planted this many annuals before, so it might be too many flowers, but we will see how I feel about it. But I did SUPERTUNIA bubblegum here, mixed with this darker one. I can't remember what this one is called, but I just wanted a pop of purple underneath. And I've got some boxwoods and some more of this rosemary or whatever it is. I left a few pansies because they still look so pretty, but these will die out and then these will fill in. And then I just kind of continued that pattern all the way along here with some cat's pajamas in the backdrop to add a little bit of brighter purple. And these are my yew bushes, and they're still pretty young. Eventually I'll have them high enough to cover this little porch area, but I love these yew bushes a lot, and hopefully this isn't overkill. We'll see. I'll probably love it in the summer. But coming over here, I have some pots up on my porch with some SUPERTUNIA bubblegum just to tie it in, and the Peachy Keen Superbena, which is a peach color. This pretty thing, which I had never seen till this year, and I love it. It's so cool and wild. And I also have some limoncello, and you can see the color of it here. And then I have a variety of flowers here. I love these little, I can't remember what these are called, bright lights or something like that, and a jazzberry. Okay, all right, almost done. A lot of talking. So in here I added some corbels, and these can stand a little bit more dryness. These get pounded in the afternoon, and they did really well last year, so I put the same flowers, different colors, in here this year. And I love this whiteout, you guys. This is so pretty, and it will hopefully just keep blooming and trailing on the side here. These got really fuzzy after I planted. I should have waited till I trimmed them and then planted, but it's okay. These got a little bit of winter burn too. And then I have a sweet potato vine on the side here to add a little bit of dark. I have the same thing in each container. I have my hibiscus coming up. It's a pink hibiscus, and I planted some sparkling amethysts in here, the purple ones that I had in the back, along with some gomphrena. This gomphrena is so pretty, and these will get huge. I put these in a pot last year and they were amazing, and in the fall they go kind of a brown color and I love them. In the back I have some hybrid rockin' fuchsia salvia that are going to get really big back here once these tulips kind of die down. Then I have this snowdrift, and I planted some dianthus here. This one's doing really well. Some of them aren't doing well. I'm guessing that one didn't get enough sun. But this is my lilac tree. It looks like a bush, but it is a tree. It is a tree in there. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good. And then I've got some daisies in here that are white. I planted this starpentus that's going to get huge. That's so beautiful. These look kind of like hydrangeas, but they can tolerate a little bit more heat. They like the heat, so that should do well. And then I have some salvia in here. These are my limelight panicle hydrangeas. They are struggling a little bit with chlorosis, but you can see they're filling in. They're starting to get more green because I did put some acidifier in there and some iron, so hopefully they'll be okay. And then I put Bordeaux by here because I love the purple next to the green. They're gonna look so pretty together. There's a hosta back here, and I also planted a little lime punch hydrangea. This is also a panicle hydrangea, I believe, so it should do well in this area. And those are weeping white spruces. Mine are really weepy. I don't know why mine don't stick up straight. Probably because they didn't get enough water last year or something, but that's this front area. I do have one little area over here, but it's right by my neighbor. Don't want to go over there. I'll let you kind of see the side view of this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm kind of new to gardening. Maybe I'll put on a mic so next time you can hear me a little bit better. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll see ya. Bye.